Hey, this is Jai from Endless Motivation. What I want to discuss with you guys today is Seneca's essay on the shortness of life. The idea behind this essay is a very simple idea, but I believe it's an idea of great importance as well. And it's something that we could all really use as kind of a reminder or a wake up call to remind us that it's not really that our lives are short, but think of how much time we waste in our lives. And think of the amount of time we spend on pointless tasks like watching TV when we could be out spending that time on ourselves. And this essay is really a reminder that the most important thing in life is you. Because at the end of the day, you really only have one life. You don't get a second chance. So, really, to spend time on yourself is the most important thing. So the central theme behind this essay is this. It's not that life is short, but it's that we make life short by wasting it. And immediately, Seneca begins by saying, many of us complain that our lives are too short or that we don't have enough time to really live our lives. And this leads to us thinking that nature is somehow inherently spiteful or evil. And in many cases, our life is even over before we start truly living. So he reminds us that life isn't short, but that we make it short by wasting it. And if used properly, your life is more than long enough. But as he says, we waste our lives chasing useless tasks. We get caught up in things like greed and just pointless things, and really get preoccupied with useless tasks and forget how to live our lives. We forget what it really means to truly spend time with ourselves. So Seneca also makes a distinction between the time that we actually spend living and all other time. And he says all the time that's not actually spent living is simply that. It's just time. It really doesn't add or subtract from the quality of your life. It's kind of just like filler. It's there. And even if our lives were longer, we would simply just fill them up with more useless tasks. So, in this sense, we see that it's the quality of life that matters and not the quantity of life. And the quality of your life doesn't depend on the amount of time you have in your life, or it doesn't depend on the amount of time allotted to you in your life. So, we should aim at increasing the quality of our life and not the quantity of our life. And we shouldn't be so caught up in tasks and daily duties that we make no room for ourselves and make no room to improve our own lives as well. Another thing that Seneca finds very bizarre is how we wait for retirement and old age to begin before we actually begin enjoying life and relaxing. Retirement's sort of like supposed to be the culmination of all of your hard work. And we waste our wisdom and all of our youth working for someone else. And to Seneca, it's just really stupid, and no one really makes time for themselves anymore. So, how many times do you say to yourself, life is too short, but we never actually do anything about it? So, what is the answer? What does Seneca recommend that we do about it? The answer to Seneca is philosophy, because philosophy is all about the pursuit of knowledge, and it's only by obtaining knowledge uh, that we can be said to be truly alive. And this is because we have to remember that Seneca is a Stoic philosopher. And part of Stoic philosophy is that we have to live in accordance with our own nature. And that's the best way to live our lives and how we should all strive to live our lives. Now, human nature to the Stoics is inherently rational. We are rational animals. It makes sense then that pursuing knowledge is how we are truly alive as humans, and it's what separates us from other animals and other species as well. If you want to make the most out of your life, spend time for yourself and spend time on you every once in a while, and focus on living your life. I'm not saying just go out and quit your job and stop working, but there has to be time for the individual. There has to be time for you. And also keep learning as well. Remember, to Seneca, who's a Stoic, knowledge is what makes us human, and not obtaining knowledge and learning and growing is what we do best as humans, and it's what separates us from everyone else. When the time comes and you do die, we can die happily and we can die content, and we'll know that we'll have lived in such a way that we made the most out of our lives and that we had the greatest quality of life.